Today's podcast is a rebroadcast of the previous episode's editorial segment. Welcome to the Chaplain's Corner After Hours, a place to discuss world events which impact our Christian walk and our spiritual journey, and where sometimes these discussions have sharp edges. Stay tuned for our editorial segment, which follows next. And now for our editorial segment, let's head down into the chaplain's secret secure bunker, hidden deep below the rolling hills of northwest Alabama. Are all doors secure?
Yes, sir, and perimeter security is activated.
Please go back and check those gates once again. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Anyway, welcome to our editorial segment, and we're going to continue talking about our lead story. The Church of England has now jumped headlong into the cauldron of paying slavery reparations. Lest anyone think mistakenly that this is a deeply heartfelt move born of intense spiritual discernment, I would like to offer a different viewpoint. Like many mainline denominations in the U.S., the Church of England has generally grown tired of the same old mission of preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, so that it can go off and pursue social justice opportunities. To those who have rejected the idea of their need to repent, it is much more exciting and trendy, they think, to contend for diversity, equity, and inclusion, or for homosexuality or transgenderism, or for man-made climate change. All of these social justice issues. In addition, no real intellectual depth is required to simply mouth empty slogans, nor is there any seeming accountability for the adverse consequences to real people for espousing such pure nonsense. Examples include men with periods, men getting pregnant, or men lactating, just to name a few. And finally, none of this requires a spoken faith in the Bible as the true record of God's revelation to mankind. The idea of objective truth being complete anathema to Marxist-inspired nonsense. Now, to the actual point of this editorial segment, I know you want me to get there. The Church of England has now officially added slavery reparations to the above-mentioned trendy preaching list of social justice issues. And as with all the other trendy issues, not only is the gospel jettisoned overboard, so is any semblance of the truth. Facts just don't matter. History doesn't matter. History and facts don't matter. All that matters is feelings. For the rest of us, our job is to get on board with those feelings. Now, in case you feel I'm being especially harsh here, consider this. The Church of England's position on reparations can be boiled down to these essential points. 1. Through an intentionally misguided and deceitful recitation of the history of slavery, we have decided that enormous sums of money called reparations need to be paid to persons who have never been slaves. The money shall be paid in part by people who have never owned slaves, who in fact abhor slavery, and whose family trees have never owned slaves. Point number 3, white people will not be eligible for reparations, even though white people have been held as slaves all throughout history. Next point. All of this shall be done so that we can feel self-righteous about ourselves, since we no longer have any desire to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And these payments will atone for the fact that Christian missionaries had the audacity to risk their lives and limb to convert pagan Africans to the Christian faith for the salvation of their souls, thus doing permanent harm to their indigenous, let us read pagan, religions. So in conclusion, this is just one of those stories you can't make up. But based on the above, the Church of England believes £1 billion is the correct number needed to right the social wrongs. The Church of England is obviously another government-supported bureaucracy that has totally lost its way. And the only reason to pay any attention to it is to be on guard against the very real danger it poses to society and culture. At some point, there will be a day of reckoning for the Church of England. Not only for the actual wrong actions it has taken and wants to take, but more importantly, for the salvation damage it has done and it will do to all the souls who are entrusted to its care. As Jesus said in Matthew chapter 10, verse 15, truly I say to you, it will be more bearable on the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. In the context of this story, you can replace the phrase, that town, with the Church of England. Program notes for this episode can be found on the Chaplain's Corner After Hours YouTube channel. You can leave your comments on the Chaplain's Corner After Hours YouTube channel, Facebook, Rumble, or on X, formerly Twitter. Until next time, just remember, God's in charge, and we know how the story ends.